Hello, today's math lesson is on relating addition and subtraction. So we're going to start with a story about three birds being in the bird bath and two more birds join them. Now, when you hear that, do you think that we're going to do an addition sentence, or is this a subtraction sentence, or a subtraction story, I should say? Let me start again. We have three birds in the bird bath and two more join them. Yeah, that's going to be addition, isn't it? Okay, because we're joining the parts. We're joining the three birds with the two birds, and then that's going to give us the whole number. How many is that? Yes, it's 5. Good. Okay, so now we're going to do a related subtraction sentence here. Okay, and so if you remember from the video, for them to be related, that means we're going to be using the same numbers, 3, 2, and 5. So can I just put these same numbers in these boxes and see if that makes sense? Let's erase these birds. And let's follow this sentence now. So if we start with 3 birds and we subtract 2 birds, that means we're going to put X's on 2 of them. Then, that says 5. That does not look like 5, does it? No. So we cannot put these numbers in the same order. We have to change the order. We're using the same numbers, but we're going to change the order that we put them in the sentence. Now, the one thing I really want you to remember is that you have to have the biggest number before the minus. So of these numbers, which one is the biggest number? Yeah, the 5. Okay, so let's draw 5 birds in the birdhouse. And then we're going to take away some of them. So one part is 3 and one part is 2. Does it matter right now? It doesn't, but whatever number we put here, that's how many X's we have to write. So let's put 3, and now we have to put 3 X's. Okay, and then we're left with how many? Yes, the 2 down there. So now you can see in our two sentences, we have a 5 in this sentence, we have a 5 in this one, we have a 3 in this one, and we have a 3 in this one, and we have a 2 in this one, and we have a 2 in this one. So we've used all the same numbers, just put them in different order. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next page, the back of this one. Oh, let's see. There we go. Oh, and I have to erase. Give me a minute. Okay. So here's a little review of the video that we watched. Related facts use the same numbers. These facts can help you add and subtract. So if we're trying to find 7 minus 2, then if we know that 5 plus 2 equals 7, because they're related, then we know that the only number that's missing here is the 5. So 7 minus 2 equals 5. Because I kind of made my lines a little bit big, but let me erase this so you can see these sentences up here. Okay, all of these have 5, 2, and 7. 5, 2, and 7. 5, 2, and 7. So these are all related. So when we're trying to find the answer to a subtraction problem, we can use what we know about addition in order to find that answer. Okay, so let's move on down here where it says to identify an addition fact to find the subtraction. So first we're going to make the addition sentence here. We know that part plus part equals the whole. So let's write that. 3 plus 6 equals 9. And so now we want to make a subtraction sentence using these same numbers. Okay, what has to come before the minus? Yeah, the biggest number or the whole number, the 9. Okay, now we can subtract either one of these parts. It really doesn't matter which one because they're all related. If we pick 3 to right here, then what's going to go over here? The only number that's left, the other part here, is a 6. Okay, let's do this one over here. Let's first make an addition sentence. Okay, part plus part equals the whole. So I covered that up. Can't see it very good. Sorry. So 2 plus 4 equals 6. Now we want to make a subtraction sentence. What's the biggest number here in this work mat, this family? The biggest number is 6, and it's the whole, so we have to put that before the minus, and then we can do either of the parts. Let's do the yellow part over on this side. 6 minus 4, and what's the other part that we haven't used yet is the red part, and so the 2 goes over here. Now when you look at both of these sentences, you've got all the same numbers, they're just in different order. Okay? All right, so now let me erase all that, and then we'll turn the page. Okay, turn the page, and all right, this says on your own, but we're going to do this together because I think that although this is very fun, and once you get it, it just kind of clicks, and then it's very easy, but it takes just a little bit to get started, I think. So here they've already given us the addition sentence, and so now we're going to make 2 subtraction sentences from using these same numbers. What did I say? Has to go before the minus. Yeah, the biggest number. So I would just go ahead so you don't forget and put 9 at the beginning of those subtraction sentences. And now 9 minus one of the parts, let's do 5. And then it equals the other part, which is 4. And then we're going to make another one, but we have to use these same numbers, so we have to change the order. We know that the biggest number has to go first, the 9 has to go first, but this time, now we're going to make the 4 go on this line, and if we subtract 4, then we're left with the other part, which is 5. Okay, let's move on to number 4. It says 8 plus 1 equals 9. What has to go at the beginning of the subtraction sentences? The 9. 9 is the whole. It's the biggest number. So if we subtract 8, that's one part. Then we're going to be left with the other part, which is 1. And then we can switch the order of the parts here. 9 minus this part equals the other part. All right. Do one more together, and then I'm going to have you do number 6 on your own, and then I'll do it so that you can check your work. Okay? All right, 1 plus 4 equals 5, which is the biggest number, which is the whole number, the 5. And if we subtract one of the parts, this part, then it's going to equal the other part. Okay, now we're going to change the order of these parts. Now we're going to subtract the 4, and it leaves the other part. Okay, you go ahead and do number 6 on your own, and I'll just wait here a few minutes. Okay, I hope that gave you enough time. So we are going to put what number before the minus? The biggest number, which is 7. Okay, and then subtract one of the parts, and it leaves the other part, and then we can switch those parts. Now, it's okay if you have this one written at the top and this one written at the bottom. That part doesn't matter as long as you have these sentences. So 7 minus 3 equals 4, and that's also related to 7 minus 4 equals 3. All right, you go ahead again and you do 7 and 8, and then I will walk you through and see if you got these correct. Need some elevator music or something right now. Oh, dojo message. Okay, now let's try this number 7 here. What needs to go before the minus? Yes, the 8, because it's the biggest number, the whole number. And then that says 5 there. So 8 minus 5 equals 3. And 8 minus 3 equals 5. Number 8. The biggest number in this addition sentence is 5. 5 minus 2 equals 3. And 5 minus 3 equals 2. Okay? All right, now go ahead and put a check T at the top of that because it says on your own, but I want Mrs. Alley to know that we did do this together. And when I go to look at all the papers, I might forget myself. So if you put a check T, I will know that we did these or did this side together instead of you doing it on your own. Okay? And if you feel like you have any questions about how to do that page, if this didn't make any sense to you, have your parents send me a dojo message and I'll see what I can do to help you. All right, and so now we're going to have to erase so we can do the next page. Okay. Now, we're going to do the same thing here, except we just have a story problem to go with it. It says there are 8 lizards. 6 of the lizards run away. How many lizards are left? Now, this time, are we going to start with the addition sentence or the subtraction sentence based on this story? They want to know how many are left, and some of them ran away. That's subtraction, isn't it? So let's fill in these blanks. We would have, how many lizards were there to start with? It says there were 8 lizards. So we're going to start with 8, and 6 of them ran away. So first we have got to figure out if 6 ran away from 8, then how many, I'm going to put my phone on silence, how many lizards were left? Okay, you can draw a picture or you can count backwards. If you put 8 in your head and count back 2 numbers, 8, 7, 6. Oh no, I'm sorry, we have to count back 6 numbers. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 lizards were left. So now that we've got these numbers, now we've started with the subtraction and we're going to find the related addition sentence. Now, are we going to put 8 here and then do these parts? Are we starting with 8 and going to add more? No, in an addition problem, the biggest number doesn't go at the beginning. In addition, remember the biggest number is at the end. Part plus part equals the whole, and the whole is the biggest number. Okay? So now we've got parts over here. And does it matter which part goes in which order? Nope. And these are the parts, the 6 and the 2. So we can put 6 plus 2 equals 8. But it would also be correct if you said 2 plus 6 equals 8. Okay, that would also be correct. All right, let me erase that though so that we can read all of the next problem. Okay, number 10. Chad saw 7 birds. Audrey saw 4 birds. How many more birds did Chad see? Okay, this is a comparison. We're comparing the number of birds that Chad saw, and we're comparing it to the number of birds that Audrey saw. So we can make a subtraction sentence still using these numbers, okay, 7 and 4. So which is the bigger number of those two? Yeah, 7. Okay, so that's how many Chad saw, and Audrey saw only 4 of them. So Chad saw a certain number more than what Audrey did. So we're going to do the subtraction sentence here to see what that would be. And so if we're comparing, I'm going to draw 7 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to draw it so that you can see the comparison. And Audrey saw 4. Okay, so here's where they saw the same, these like comparing, it's the same. But here is the difference. And remember, the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem, which is what we're supposed to find. And what number is that? It's 3, isn't it? All right, so now let's do a related addition sentence where, again, down here, the whole number has to go at the end of an addition because part plus part equals the whole. Okay, so part, 4 is one part, 3 is the other part. Now let's just double check that. 4 plus 3 more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that worked, didn't it? Okay. Now, as far as the written part goes down here at the bottom, just a second here. Okay. Sorry, I had to check that message. 5 plus 4 equals 9, and 9 minus 3 equals 6. Are these related facts? 5 plus 4 equals 9, and 9 minus 3 equals 6. These are both true facts, okay? They are correct addition sentences, but what they want to know is, are they related? What do you think? The answer is no, they are not related. Now we have to explain why or why not. Okay, well, no, they are not related. And the reason that they're not related, what do you think? Why is this not related to this? Okay, I'm going to erase that because we got to be able to see the numbers. Sorry. You know how hard it is to control these pens on the screen. Sorry. Why do you think that these are not related? Well, I hope that you have already come to the conclusion that they are not related because they're not using the same numbers. Okay? This one has a 9 and this one has a 9, but this one has a 5 and 4. This sentence over here has 3 and 6. So they are not using the same numbers. No, they are not using the same numbers. period. Okay. And again, you can put a check T at the top of that one also, so that we will be reminded that we did this one together. All right. Well, there you go. I will check back in with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.